Welcome to Chris Horner's Corner. I'm Chris Horner, of course, and today I got the new Specialized Tarmac SL8 2025 right here to my left. Now, when I got this bike, originally I had the older model from a 2017, so it had rim brakes. Now we're moving over to the more modern stuff with the disc brakes. And what were the big pluses and minuses? Well, first off, to keep this video simple so you can click on and click off if you really want to know if I like it, I love the new bike. It's fantastic. I have no qualms whatsoever of upgrading from the older bike to the newer bike and wanting to go back to the old bike. I don't want to go there. The new bike's fantastic, but there is still always pluses and minuses to talk about, right? And the biggest thing, of course, when you're stepping up to a Tarmac SL8 is going to be the price and whether or not if all the pieces are going to work from you from stock. Well, first off, the biggest changes when you come in stock is you have a 52 top chainring instead of a 53 or 54. I got rid of the 52 right away because if you're riding a 52 in the group rides, at least the quality group rides, the upper echelon within your town or neighborhood, you're going to need a 53 for sure. And of course, Shimano makes you go to 54 instead of a 53 if you don't like that 52. So I have a 54/40 on here that I changed from what came stock, which was a 52/36. I love the 40 chainring. Now, if I had my pick in the back when they're running 1130 back there, 12 speed, originally I thought I wouldn't like the 30. I thought it was too much. I've never needed a 30 ever throughout my career, but with the 40 instead of a 39 and then you run the 30 in the back, I actually like the 12 speed back there as 1130, so I'm very satisfied with that, but I thought for sure I'd have to get rid of that, but Shimano doesn't make a 12 speed that can go 1125, so I got stuck with the 30 and then just found out that I really liked it. So right away, very happy once I changed it to the 54. Gives you that top end speed to stay with the faster riders on the group ride because really, realistically, when you're doing those fast rides like the shootout down in Tucson, Arizona, you're doing 65 kilometers an hour on the flat, so you got to have a 53 at least, if not the 54. So it's nice that I changed it to the 54. Now, one negative thing, the Tarmac SL8, the 2025 edition that you see here, it comes with a 100 and it comes with the 42 bars, but I didn't like the 100 stem and it's a bar and stem combo, so I had to go to a longer stem, which you're talking about a $600 upgrade from the bar and stem if you put it on yourself. If you're having someone install it for you, of course, you're gonna have about $100 in labor, if not a little bit extra in there. So you're gonna be into $600 for the bar and stem combo if you have to change it out, and labor on top of that. So keep that in mind if you're not happy with the 100 stem, which I wasn't. I do like the bar and stem combo, I just wasn't happy with the length, so I had to change that. The next thing, of course, you see here is this is the stock seat that comes with it versus I, of course, went with the longer seat. I like the ability to slide around on my seat a little bit versus the stock seat is much shorter. In terms of weight, this one's extremely lightweight too, but it doesn't give me the ability to slide around on the saddle, which maybe that's what you like. So if you like that, then of course this is good. But coming from my old bike where I'm used to the longer saddle and then going to a new bike, maybe I'll try this one in later days after I've adapted to the bike position a lot. Then maybe I'll try going back to this and see if I like it. But at the moment, I didn't want everything to be different about the bike, so I stayed with the same saddle that I was used to, and then I'll hold this off for later and then tell you how I like it later on. Now, other things to keep in mind, of course, is that the SL8 comes with the aerodynamic wheels, and so with the rapid fire wheels, and with the rapid wheels, of course, they're going to be a little bit deeper. I like the smaller wheels too, like the Alpinist here. Both are made by Revol, of course, but the Alpinist will give you just a little bit where the bike goes side to side, has a little bit more of a climbing feeling bike versus more of a flat road bike with the deeper dish wheels. There's nothing wrong with the deep dish wheels. Of course, they're fast and all that stuff, but I personally, because I'm a climber and a lightweight rider, I like the lighter weight wheels. They have a little more spring to the bike when I'm out of the saddle and a little more jump on the climbs. The aero wheels, of course, are going to get you a little bit faster when you're on the flats. But I bring up these differences because if you are someone that likes the lighter weight wheels, if you do need the 54 chainring and the 40 inner chainring, and you do need a longer stem, maybe a complete bike's not the way to go. Although I'm completely happy with this bike, but maybe the best way to go is to buy yourself the frame and then build it up separately on how you like. If you can't afford the 2 pair of wheels, then that way there you buy the specific wheels that you know you're going to be happy with. You go with the right bar length and stem combo that you would be happy, so you don't have to pay out the difference to upgrade the bar and stem. And that stuff might save you a little bit of money and make your bike a little bit more specific to how you want it, because of course you can't play with the bar and stem too much. You can see where, of course, I still have the stack height here where I'm still making sure I want the bar and stem at this perfect height before I cut it off. But eventually I'll cut that off once I'm 100% satisfied with my position. I'll cut that, we'll put the aerodynamic cap on there, and then the bike will look even cleaner than it does. Overall, the bike is phenomenal. Like I said, I would never go backwards, but I've never bought anything, whether it be a car, a house, a bicycle, a dirt bike, whatever it is, no matter how much I like it, there's always some pluses and minuses. So keep that in mind when you go get your new bike, that there's going to be something you don't possibly like or you favor something more. So keep that in mind. And that might be the difference between buying a complete SL8 versus, of course, piecing it out. Myself, happy with the way I went. It's fantastic. Overall, the bike ride's great. When I compare it to my older one, like I said, it's a little bit stiffer, more spring to the kick once you jump on the pedals, and certainly seems to be that 15 watts, possibly faster. There is no real magic number to put on that. If you're able to hold 60 kilometers an hour, if you're in the group like I was in January, this last January on my old bike, I was riding a 2012 or 2013 Louis Garneau, doing the Tucson shootout ride on guys that are European pros down there, and 20 other kids that want to be European pros, and they're all coming through with the latest and greatest and fastest bikes. So when they're coming over the top of me and we're doing 65 kilometers an hour, they might have a 10, 15, 20 watt advantage on me, and then when you got 20 of those guys coming around and doing a pull over the top of you, that advantage, of course, starts to increase with each guy on a newer, faster bike. So then you could be losing more and more watts. But of course, when you're just out riding around at 25 or 40 kilometers an hour, talk about doing 20 or 25 miles an hour, maybe it's not a 15 watt gain, maybe you're only gaining 5 watts. It's going to change depending on the wind conditions and the group, but certainly when you're out there doing the fastest group ride in your state or in your town, and these guys are doing 50 plus kilometers an hour and all pulling through with the fastest bikes, you want something fast. Well, the SL8 gives me something fast. I love the way it rides, handles nice through the corners. The disc brakes, really the only downside, as I mentioned, is in the rain, and then the next downside is you lose the quick release, so you always got to have your wrench with you to take the wheels off and rotate your wheels around quite a bit. And since I do have 2 pairs of wheels for my SL8 Specialized here, it's always something that I'm moving the tires on, or the wheels on and off. Now, one other thing I want to bring up too, with these stock wheels, you could go tubeless or you can go with tubes. I prefer tubes myself. But if you do get your brand new bike all set up and it comes with the stock Specialized tires on there, I had some issues getting my stock tires off, and I don't mean a little bit of issues. I had a ton of issues getting them off, and I'm an experienced mechanic, and I've ridden bikes, of course, my whole life, but I was a bike mechanic for 9 years. And when I bought this bike, I saw in the comments, one of the guys says, make sure you take your tires off, your Specialized tires off, and either replace them or at least check to see if they'll come on and go back on right. These ones were incredibly difficult to get off. I'm talking about like an hour's worth of work to get the stock tires off. Once I took the stock tires off, I've never had any problems again with that, so I don't know if it was just that one pair, but I remember in the comments left on my video when we first did the build here on this SL8, they said, Chris, be prepared, the tire could be hard to get off, and they were 100% correct. So if you are getting stock wheels with stock tires on your stock bike, make sure you take those stock tires off before you get out in the middle of nowhere where I was and you get that flat tire. Again, never had that issue again, so I'm 100% satisfied with these wheels. But if you're running with the stock tires, you might have that problem. So make sure you take your stock tires off first and then put them back on, that make sure it's doable and there's no issues there. Maybe as a one-off problem, or it was just that month of stock of tires that they were putting on the stock wheels. But besides that, I love the bike, 100% satisfied. Acceleration's fantastic. It's great climbing. It's fast when you're in the group doing 60, 65 kilometers an hour. It's fast down the hills. And so everything about it so far tells me I love this bike. I'm going to keep it, ride it some more, and then I'll give you guys some more details on Chris Horner's Corner again. So like and subscribe. I'll see you guys for the next video real soon.